Normally it's supposed to be like, all right, well, here we go, got the guest speaker,
Like
Reef.
host,
yeah, like we got Reef. Nah, fuck that. I might probably already forgot your name. Like, you amazing guest. You're so amazing. You introduce yourself.
You smoke weed?
Nah, not at all. It's
You don't
just
smoke weed?
Nah, man. I've just been through a lot.
How about you, Nat?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, aside from this break, yeah.
Well, yeah, you told me you're on your break before we started. You told me you're on a break. But what are your guys' views on it though? So I know you're pro pot.
Oh, I would say, okay, so I could go deep into this, but I'll just say that, yeah, like I'm pro-cannabis. When it comes, I personally think that most drugs should be legalized because
most drugs?
I think they should be legalized and decriminalized. And then the money that comes from the taxes from doing those can go into programs that help with rehabilitation and things like that.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things is like, you're talking about like cannabis laws, it's marijuana, cannabis, laws. Obviously, you have the war on drugs. Yeah. But when you legalize it, tax it, regulate it, you take it, the money away from, underground, black market, things like that. And then people actually benefit from it. So, yeah. Those are my views on that.
But my whole thing is this, though. So, you said most drugs.
Most.
I'm just talking about pot. So, which drugs are you not trying to legalize?
That I'm not trying to legalize? I guess it would depend on like certain benefits that you're getting from it because
no, I get that, but when you're basically like you're very close to just legalize them all.
No, not all of them. No.
Yeah, I mean,
so for instance, like I don't think like heroin should be legalized, like street heroin, things like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about like certain psychedelics, yeah, I think so because there's studies out there that show that people that are on like their deathbeds, or that they have like really bad depression, they've taken like some sort of hallucinogenic as far as like a LSD or like mushrooms or like ayahuasca, and then they have kind of come out of that depression, but they're not like doing it all the time, you know what I'm saying? So this is a lab study, so things like that, you know what I'm saying? Right. But if you're talking about things that have like a really bad recidivism rate, like heroin, obviously, dust. We don't want that. I don't want to legalize that. But for the most part, I think most of those drugs should be decriminalized. I don't think people need to be going to prison, for plants like that. You're not hurting anybody.
No, I got you.
Clarity.
And how about you?
For myself, I'm cool with weed. I'm actually cool with it. I don't want, like, when people are smoking.
Are you trying to legalize all the drugs too? Or
nah. I mean, I get her point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because there's certain situations, like especially health and stuff like that, where you need certain things. I do, one of my biggest kind of dreams, I guess, probably ever, that I would ever have is to really get all drugs off the street.
Okay. I got you.
And people would hate me too, because if I ever had any power, I'd even get alcohol out of here too.
I think my biggest concern with that would be that, like, for instance, the only way to do that really would be like by making it illegal, and then we know when things become illegal, you end up with like alcohol prohibition, where it goes underground, and then you have certain people maintaining power and money from it because it goes into the black market.
What I would start is, at least, like I said, if I had any power, whatever, I would definitely change 21 to 25. Okay. Right? That's just one thing.
I think that's reasonable, though. We spoke about that.
I think we did, right? Yeah. I mean, I would definitely change that. I
was a bouncer for a while, so I agree with you on that one.
You were a bouncer? Okay.
I was a bouncer for a while, so
like,
I agree with you.
21 years old is when you just in middle process of college. Some people...
Your hormones are still running around.
Yeah, and you're just still
and
young.
You don't need to be adding like
You don't need to not at all. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's a whole independent other conversation.
Yeah.
But weed, I'm cool with it. I just never do it because, number one, I really felt like I needed it, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe sometimes I battled with depression all my life. Okay. So maybe it would have helped. I don't know.
You ever fuck with CBD?
No.
You should try some CBD.
I don't know.
It won't get you high. It's not. It's the psychoactive component of the drug.
So that's the funny thing about that, though. Like, THC is the only part that gets you all paranoid and fucked up. But the problem is there's no studies about it. They need to study.
Well, that's because it's a Schedule I drug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. Also, though, at the same time, to me, I do have an addictive personality.
Okay.
So it would be like another thing I'd have to spend money on.
Trust me, I get you there.
So if it was like for free, don't get me wrong, I would have been probably done it, probably often.
Fact.
And I'm that type. Like, I've gotten better as I gotten older, but when I was a kid, it was clothes. Like, I got over that shit like real quick. Clothes. Like, I used to spend mad money on clothes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've had, just maybe materialistic things. When I was younger. Now, shit, I just spend my money on bills and shit. But it's just kind of as I grew up.
You got an addictive personality. I mean, bills. Gotta pay the bills.
You do. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. I know I have an addictive personality, so I've never really started it.
Okay.
Because I know, like, it would just be a habit, and also I never can understand you spending money on something that you just. To me, I don't get anything out of it.
Okay.
Like I'm smoking. You're smoking it. That's just how I process it.
Yeah.
I'm smoking it, and I'm not getting a thing. Like if I'm gonna put my money into something, I mean, obviously, like you don't
smoke cigarettes either. Though.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't even really drink because I'm gonna piss it out.
More power to you.
But that's just how I say. Like I'm gonna piss it out.
No, I got you.
And I get you feel good and all that type of stuff, but I love music. I love comedy. Like if I want to feel good to me.
There's so many different ways to get that sort of feel. For sure.
Yeah. So that's the only reason. It's like literally I would just rip my money up. That's how I vision it.
I got you.
So
I kind of wish I thought like that.
But that's my only reason. You know what I mean? Like, but everyone has their things. I mean, I guarantee I put money towards something that everyone else would be like, I don't get anything out of that. So I mean, it goes around full circle.
Everybody's gonna look at the way somebody spends money and just look at it and be like, I don't like the way you do that.
No, it's perspective.
But that's the whole thing. Everybody's their own person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to each his own.
But I like to explain that. I like that you asked me that because sometimes when I say I don't smoke, people look at me like, oh, like, are you looking at me different? Like I don't look, bro.
Yeah, no.
Have more power. You know
He's
what I'm saying?
Just like I just don't do it.
This is my whole thing. To be honest with you, right? So we had talked earlier. Right? Yeah. She said she's on her break, and then you said you don't smoke, right? Yeah. And to be honest with you, it made me a little happier that the two of you are not smoking because that just means more weed.
For you.
For you.
Exactly. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
Like,
that's true.
I know. I like the gummies. The gummies are cool.
Oh, you've had the gummies?
You know, because I'm not. Like I said, I'm not against it. No, I will. Oh, no, I have. I've smoked before.
Oh, you have smoked? Yeah. Okay, all right.
I'm just saying I'm not going to put it into my daily routine.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I will, like...
It doesn't fit your lifestyle right now.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's cool.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe if I had, like, a lot more money, shit like that, I'd probably buy some gummies to stick every once in a while. Yeah. But I've never been to that point, at least in my life, where that was even on a high priority.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yo, I gotta get fucking high today.
Yeah. That's the thing. But, like, trust me. I definitely would. If I had it like that, I probably, because the actual smoking, I don't like that.
Okay.
But I would probably, the edibles are cool.
I'd say there's so many ways to ingest it.
So the thing about edibles is, and I'll be completely honest with you. Yeah. And I've listened to a lot of Rogan lately. He talks about it. And to be honest with you, I kind of, I agree with him. Edibles are on a psychedelic level.
It's a full body high.
Yeah, they're more on a psychedelic. It's different. And you can get pretty ridiculous with it. Like, I mean, I went to the dispensary before I came out here to get my cartridges, and I picked up a 500 milligram chocolate bar for like $42.
42. Now, how? Like I said, break that down. How high? Someone get up there. How?
Well, let's just say
the milligrams.
You don't need 500. Nobody needs 500.
No, I don't.
Okay,
no,
that's
right.
what I'm saying. Okay, that's extra because I don't know the amounts. So that's a
at most, like 100. Like in an edible form, like at most, like anybody really need is 100, maybe 150. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm gonna eat this whole thing because I hate to fly. Yeah, why not?
I mean, hey, for some people, man, it really.
Yeah, I know.
Some people, I think it really helps them out. You know, like my mom.
Yeah, no, but that's the whole thing. And the problem is, my bad, cut you off.
No,
but people need to get educated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are not getting educated on the simple fact of the matter, and that's why you have so many people who are against it, and so many people who are for it, and so many people who are just spewing out nonsense.
Reefer madness.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But no, not even on the non-pod side, but even on the pod side.
No, for sure.
Saying that THC cures cancer and THC. The only thing THC does is make you paranoid as fuck and just make your high better.
Alone, yeah, for sure. Because there's like, you had spoke about it a little bit earlier, but like, I know we're going a little bit into the, like, really deep.
Yeah, now we're getting really into pot, to be honest with you. But I mean, my name's Reef, so.
Yeah, but like, you know, real quickly, you can kind of talk to this, is that when you have like different, you can have like indica or sativa, or you can have something that's very, very high in CBD or very low in CBD, high in THC, vice versa. Because, I mean, you have certain CBD plants that are like negative in THC that are actually super useful for people with epilepsy. Like growing up, I had seizures. I wish I had CBD growing up because I was on pills, you know, like I was a kid on pills, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's super useful. Like my father, I give him CBD gummies.
Awesome.
He has cancer. And so like that stuff is super useful for him, you know? So there's so many different ways that you can use it. There's salves, you know what I'm saying? You could put directly on your body. There's so many different things that you